The world woke up to shocking news, a headline that sent ripples of disbelief across continents. The Panama Canal is closed, shut, inaccessible. For the first time in decades, a silence has fallen upon this crucial waterway. This vital artery of global trade, a pathway connecting oceans and economies, has been severed, halting the flow of goods and commerce. The order came directly from the highest office, by direct order of the White House. U.S. forces have locked down both entrances, establishing a firm blockade. No one in, no one out, no ships are passing through. The locks stand empty, a stark contrast to their usual bustling activity. Markets, governments, and corporations are in chaos, scrambling to understand the implications and mitigate the damage. This isn't a temporary blockage caused by an accident or a drought restricting passage. It's a deliberate strategic move, a calculated decision by the United States government. The implications are staggering, reaching far beyond the immediate region. Consider the immediate impact, from gas prices spiking in California to electronic shortages looming in Europe, a domino effect rippling across the globe. Leaders worldwide are scrambling for answers, demanding explanations, and seeking solutions to this unprecedented crisis. Washington's official statements are brief and grave, offering little in the way of reassurance. They cite a direct threat to U.S. national security and the integrity of the canal itself, but details remain scarce. This is a monumental escalation, a move that dramatically raises the stakes in global power dynamics. It's a clear demonstration of force in the ongoing struggle for influence in Central America, a region long considered vital to U.S. interests. For years, U.S. officials have watched, with growing concern, China's growing presence in Panama with alarm, viewing it as a challenge to their regional dominance. The canal's closure is the culmination of those fears, a preemptive strike against perceived encroachment. It's a risky maneuver that's put the world on notice, signaling a new era of assertive U.S. foreign policy. The global supply chain, already fragile, strained by recent events, now faces its greatest test, a crisis that could reshape international trade for years to come. Imagine dozens of massive ships, behemoths of the sea worth billions, laden with goods from every corner of the earth, stranded at sea, their journeys abruptly halted. Their schedules are wrecked, throwing carefully laid plans into disarray. Their cargo delayed, potentially spoiling or missing crucial deadlines. And the cost of disruption grows exponentially by the day, a financial burden that will be felt by businesses and consumers alike. This is more than a logistical nightmare, more than just a temporary inconvenience. It's a geopolitical earthquake, a seismic shift in the balance of power. The U.S. is sending a clear message, a forceful declaration of its strategic priorities. Its interests in the hemisphere are non-negotiable, and it will not hesitate to protect them. As of today, June 24, 2025, the world stands at a crossroads. The heart of global maritime trade has stopped, and the consequences are only beginning to unfold. The usually bustling canal is eerily still, a ghost of its former self. A deceptive calm masking a brewing storm, a period of uncertainty that could lead to further escalation. The world is watching, holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. The closure of the Panama Canal is a turning point in modern history, an event that will be studied and debated for generations to come. To grasp the gravity of today's crisis, to truly understand the potential ramifications, we need to delve into the significance of the Panama Canal. You need to understand the Panama Canal. It's not just a ditch in the ground, it's a vital artery of global commerce. It's more than a waterway. It's a century-old shortcut, a testament to human ingenuity and engineering prowess, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific, forging a crucial link between two vast oceans, slashing thousands of miles off global shipping routes, saving time, fuel, and ultimately, money. Before 1914, ships had to brave the treacherous Cape Horn, a perilous journey fraught with danger. The canal changed everything. It ushered in a new era of maritime efficiency, it revolutionized trade, streamlining the movement of goods across the globe, and cemented America's status as a two-ocean power, providing unparalleled strategic advantages. For the U.S. Navy, the canal is a strategic lifeline, a critical asset for national security, allowing rapid movement between oceans, enabling swift deployment of naval forces. It's essential for national defense, a cornerstone of America's military strategy, and projecting power worldwide, ensuring a strong and responsive presence on the global stage. Economically, the canal is just as vital, a key driver of international commerce, handling 40% of U.S. seaborne container traffic, a staggering volume of goods flowing through its locks. Disruption means higher prices, lost jobs, and empty shelves. The consequences are far-reaching and immediate. The canal is in many ways an extension of American infrastructure, an integral part of the nation's economic engine. Globally, it's a linchpin, a critical node in the intricate web of international trade, handling 6% of all world trade, a significant portion of the planet's commercial activity. Ships from every major nation rely on its efficiency, highlighting its universal importance. A car from Japan, destined for a dealership in the United States, iron ore from Brazil, fueling steel mills around the world, electronics from China, all pass through here, contributing to the global supply chain. The canal's smooth operation, its seamless functionality, keeps shipping predictable and costs low, benefiting consumers and businesses alike. When it works, the world economy works, prosperity flows, and trade flourishes. When it doesn't, the strain is immediate. The consequences ripple outwards, impacting every corner of the globe. That's why this closure is so alarming, why it demands our immediate attention. It's a global crisis, not just a regional one. The stakes are incredibly high. The canal's stability has long been taken for granted. Its reliability has been a constant in an ever-changing world. Its closure exposes a vulnerability, a critical weakness in the global trade network. At the heart of our interconnected world, it highlights the fragility of our globalized economy. The bridge between oceans is gone, severing a vital link in the chain of global commerce. And the world must now navigate a costly divide. The repercussions will be felt across industries and nations. The U.S. once controlled with an iron fist the Panama Canal outright. This vital artery of global trade was for decades firmly under American dominion. After orchestrating Panama's independence in 1903, a move designed to secure the canal's construction, America built and ran the canal, pouring resources and engineering expertise into the monumental project. For nearly a century, this period saw the canal become a symbol of American power and ingenuity. But resentment in Panama grew, simmering beneath the surface of American control, fueling protests and demands for sovereignty. The Panamanian people yearned to control their own destiny and their own land. In the 1970s, President Carter, recognizing the changing tides of international relations, negotiated the Torrijos-Carter Treaties, a landmark agreement that would reshape the future of the canal, setting a timeline for handover. This was a pivotal moment, a promise of self-determination for Panama. The U.S. agreed to transfer full control to Panama, marking the end of an era of American dominance. By the end of 1999, a date etched in the history of both nations, while retaining the right to defend the canal's neutrality, a clause that would later become a point of contention. The treaties were controversial, sparking heated debates within the United States, with critics warning Panama couldn't manage the canal, questioning their ability to maintain its efficiency and security, or keep it secure. Doubts lingered about Panama's capacity to protect this vital global asset. Yet, after the handover, against all expectations, the Panama Canal Authority ran the waterway efficiently, proving the naysayers wrong, even expanding it for larger ships, demonstrating their commitment to the canal's future. But a key provision, the Neutrality Treaty, remained a crucial element of the agreement, guaranteed the canal's openness to all nations, ensuring its continued role in global commerce, and gave the U.S. the right to defend it, a right that continues to shape the geopolitical landscape. In recent years, old fears have resurfaced, fueled by new global power dynamics. This time with China at the center, raising questions about the future of the canal's neutrality. The promises of 1999, once a symbol of hope and cooperation, are now being tested in ways no one imagined, under the weight of contemporary geopolitical pressures. The canal's fate is once again hanging in the balance, a flashpoint in global politics, a key piece in the complex puzzle of international relations. The world is watching with bated breath to see if the handover's legacy will hold, or if new challenges will reshape its destiny. The next chapter is being written now, and its outcome remains uncertain. After 1999, U.S.-Panama relations soured. Disputes erupted over canal fees and U.S. military access. Panama insisted on sovereignty, rejecting U.S. demands for preferential treatment. Washington accused Panama of drifting toward China and giving Chinese firms unfair advantages. Congressional hearings amplified concerns about Chinese influence and alleged preferential treatment. U.S. officials warned that all options were on the table. Panama denied any Chinese control, insisting the canal remains neutral and open. But in geopolitics, perception is reality. This growing distrust set the stage for today's crisis. China is now the second biggest user of the canal and a major investor in Panama's infrastructure. Chinese state-owned companies operate key ports at both ends of the canal. Washington fears China's economic leverage could become strategic control. The string of pearls theory haunts Pentagon planners, a network of Chinese-controlled ports that could be used in a conflict. U.S. leaders see Chinese firms as extensions of Beijing's power, not just commercial actors. Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned that China could shut down the canal in a crisis. Reports of no-bid contracts and special treatment for Chinese companies have fueled U.S. suspicions. Panama insists its relationship with China is purely commercial, but for the U.S. the risk is too great to ignore. China's shadow over Panama has fundamentally changed the strategic calculus. The canal's closure followed years of escalating warnings from Washington. U.S. officials made it clear, any threat to canal neutrality would not be tolerated. Under the Trump administration, the rhetoric shifted from concern to open threat. The Pentagon was tasked with drawing up military contingency plans. All options are on the table became the mantra, signaling possible military action. Public statements by U.S. officials laid the groundwork for intervention. The message waiting for China to act would be too late. The U.S. had to act first to neutralize the threat. Today's closure is the culmination of those warnings. Washington has done exactly what it said it would. The immediate trigger for the closure was a high-stakes incident. A U.S. nuclear submarine, transiting the canal under treaty rights, was reportedly targeted by Chinese-operated port staff. Unauthorized sonar use and suspicious tugboat maneuvers threatened the sub's secrecy. U.S. military escorts issued warnings which were ignored, leading to a tense standoff. The sub completed its transit, but Washington saw this as a red line crossed. The incident confirmed U.S. fears. Chinese operators could act on Beijing's orders. The White House called it a deliberate provocation and activated contingency plans. The canal's closure is framed as a defensive emergency to secure U.S. interests. The closure has thrown global shipping into chaos. Hundreds of ships are stranded or rerouted thousands of miles around South America. Shipping costs are soaring and delays are rippling through every sector. Energy markets are hit hard. LNG tankers and oil shipments face massive delays. U.S. agricultural exports are at risk with perishable goods threatened and contracts in jeopardy. Manufacturers relying on just-in-time delivery face production halts. Retailers brace for empty shelves and missed deadlines. The canal's closure is more than an inconvenience. It's a body blow to global trade. Companies must now rethink supply chains and prepare for lasting uncertainty. The economic fallout is just beginning, and it will be severe. The world is in uncharted waters. The U.S. faces global pressure to justify its actions and present a plan for reopening the canal. Emergency diplomatic sessions are inevitable. Panama is caught between superpowers, protesting the U.S. move but with limited options. China's response is the wild card. Will it retaliate or escalate elsewhere? The longer the canal stays closed, the greater the economic pain. The U.S. will likely demand removal of Chinese firms and new security guarantees. A prolonged standoff could permanently alter global trade routes. The crisis exposes the fragility of globalization and the stakes of great power rivalry. The world is watching, hoping for peace, but bracing for a long confrontation.